Okay, right now I realize that it would have been helpful to have someone to ask me questions actually, but it is what it is. So, my name is Olesya Meducha, and I'm 27 years old. And this year I have participated in European Solidarity Corps volunteering project, and my hosting organization is European Dialogue here in Trnava in Slovakia, in the Slovak Republic. I'm also doing this video as a part of my volunteering project because the main goal of my project was also to learn how to create media, or at least try to create something new that I haven't experienced before. So it's probably a little bit hard for me to fit into the genre of interview, and especially like interview of a volunteer. It's kind of like I went to ask ChatGPT what it can offer, and I usually ask of such things like the genre, the stuff, and ChatGPT gives me some answers, and I just see, okay, if that is the result of machine learning, that's how probably all people would do that. And for me, that means that something else has to be done. Or at least we can try to do something else. But it's good to know. So I became a European Solidarity Corps volunteer last September 2023, shortly after I finished my PhD studies. I'm originally from Ukraine, from not so well-known town Cherkasy. I came here and I've started this volunteering, and I really didn't know what to do, kind of for myself. I didn't know the ways that I want to grow in, but for the first time in my life, I did have freedom to do basically not like whatever I want, but a lot of things that I always dreamed about, or was like, oh, I probably can do that because I kind of imagine how. Yet I don't have time, and I don't have a big, I don't know, reason, or I don't have anybody else who would need that. And therefore, here I was in charge of different little thingies, but mostly creating something in digital, like content or some info packs or some posts, etc. And also during those times, I worked on my own skills, like digital marketing and some other stuff. But the most important thing that I really cherish is that I know right now how non-formal education works and how people work and how to work with the youth from the side of the youth work. This is the most valuable experience, yes. Because I was I did have teaching responsibilities, but those were in formal field, formal education. and therefore it was a little bit different. So yeah, that's the difference. How come you're European Solidarity Corps volunteer? I basically saw an email and I decided to apply, and that's all. That's how you become somebody. You just decide to apply, even if you probably don't know much, but you do have interest. What have you learned when you finish your university or whatever, like whatever degree? It's usually another transition time, and it's usually another time for you to ask questions to yourself, like what do you want actually to do? Are your studies helping you in any way with what you want to do? So this year, after finishing my PhD, it was a year full of different type of reflections, like, and different types of little and bigger existential crises. Yay. But in the end, what I have learned is that generating some type of ideas is actually kind of cheap, and not actually always not actually always necessary sometimes. So in order to start to create and to tell people something valuable, you have to grow firstly, and you have to actually have some expertise if you actually care like about the quality part, not the entertainment part, because there are people who just do great entertainment and that's good for them. But some ideas, they're actually cheap, and by cheap I mean that it's like if your idea can be generated by ChatGPT, even like for content, without any particular prompting part, then probably you have to add something from your side. Or, well, you always have to add something to anything that AI generates, but still. And in order to generate something better, you have to have the developed ability to ask the right questions. To ask the right questions, and what makes ideas actually happen and what makes ideas not cheap is their execution. And at this point, ideas sometimes are too broad or too general, and yet the execution matters. Craftsmanship or little details or like things that actually make it your own. So that's where I have arrived right now, at least. But that is something very good, yeah, for me at least. And also to accept more of the feelings and to accept more of different kinds of people that I've met on this road. How was it? I do have this general question, like how was it? How was it? It was different, but it was always really saturated, like with a lot of things. And it was very inspiring and helpful and extraordinary and some other things too. So volunteering is, or at least like when you go to volunteer for quite a long period of time, you probably are going to have a lot of different experiences, and but that's how we do it. That's what we are here for, right? I think so, yeah. can you tell us about a special moment here? I think I have two. When we figured out that I can stay for longer, it was a very special moment to me. And like, and the second one, I think, my birthday gift, and because during my birthday there was exchange training course within the European dialogue, and I thought that okay, like I did want kind of to have a party, but I never had one. But I was really surprised that when I arrived at the training place, or we did have like a lunch outside in town, and the team came to me, and they gave me flowers and a little gift and like celebration. And I was really happy for that part. Really, that was really a very special day, a very special birthday that I had. The fifth one, what were your favorite responsibilities? So, as per the things that I was doing here, I did posts, and that was really my favorite thing, like to create them and to develop design and to like create something based on a little input, and to think about the strategy and how it's going to look and what we are going to do, how to make it for more people. That was interesting, and it was something really dear to me. And the second part was not actually something really regular, is cleaning like together, um, and also because there were like some things, because we are here in the office and we cook and we have coffee, but it should be cleaned, because after a lot of brain work, you want to do something with your hands hands. You want to do something with your hands, even if it's like a repetitive work and mundane. That doesn't mean that every Solidarity Corps volunteer has to clean. Sometimes, maybe, I don't know, that was their initial responsibility. What are you going to do next? Well, for me, as for a foreigner, which always brings additional pressure if you decide to live in a foreign country, and especially if you're from a country that still is not in the European Union, that brings a lot of additional challenge. I really want to stay here, and I want to help people from my home country to arrive here and to be here. And I also want to continue doing some things. I really want to be part of future projects and educational stuff. I still think that we can do more together. I still think of that. But also for me, it's like finding a job and living the adult life. But I will try to make sure that this adult life will be better, more prosperous, more just better. And I hope for that, really do. The seventh part is like, do you have a message for the team? um, First of all, I am deeply forever thankful and grateful for this opportunity and for making this possible, and for accepted me as I am, in the state that I am, and in the space that I am, and accepting, and not only that, but also listening to those experiences and to the things like that you sometimes have different from other people. I don't know if I should actually like repeat that, because the team that we have here, they are all like pretty solid based, and they do know what they are doing, even if sometimes it is not like the easiest thing to do. But I still want to remind, or at least this is like how I see that, is that social media sometimes, like, we are trying to do them because there's our main way to connect to young people, and sometimes they're not so successful as anything else, and it actually requires time. And unfortunately, we do still have this feeling, or perhaps young people have this feeling like, oh, it's so easy, just take your phone and film a funny video and it will get you views. Unfortunately, it's not. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen all the time. But for us, I think it is still very important that despite social media may not reach a whole bunch of people, if there is still someone, like one person, whom is reached by them and who actually participates, and for whom it is actually something that matters, and who has their life changed, or who has their life changed in a better way, like me, that is something that is enough to have as a big hope. And for me, for example, what I also have learned is that, okay, we do have some values that we want to show you, and we want to tell you why we think it's better. And you may not agree, because for many reasons. And yet, we actually do kind of like fight for you being able to have those opinions, for you being able to have other thoughts on different matters and the stuff. And that is also very important. But perhaps this is the message not like for the team, like my team, because they all know that. They all know that. And this like the message perhaps for future youth workers, or for future leaders, or I don't know, whomever who feels that I wish every one of you more quality of the things that come from sources that you don't control. I wish you strength and hope, and I wish you the support of all the best people. And yeah, and I also wish the whole team to stay awesome, awesome. And I think, like, from my view, you do have really strong bonds and great experience and great expertise. And nobody can take this from you. And I really hope nobody is going to try. Because if they're going to, like, that would be interesting. I don't think that they will manage, though. Yes. And therefore, we all know that that is not a goodbye. That is not a goodbye. Yes, that is not a goodbye. But for me, it's obviously just the end of a chapter, and by saying goodbyes, I try to end it on my own rules. So we will see how it goes. We'll see. Well, I can add what I actually want, like a little bit more. Because it's the European dialogue, I want more people or like more events where people will just talk endlessly. So we can find the truth among those talks. But not like just talk. I just really hope that in the nearest future, the European dialogue will be able to do what we intended to or what we imagined. Is that like to have also summer place and to have some things or like to create some places which can be still used for network and stuff, because there are still like things that people try to do, but sometimes, like as a paradox, in the times of the biggest lack of like connection, we start to experience the lack of connection, the lack of knowing people and the lack of knowing other people. So that's, yeah, what I really wish our team is to somehow have more people. Me perhaps. More people to be able to do more things, and that's probably something. Oh, I shouldn't put my feet on the internet. Oh, I shouldn't probably. Yeah. Don't put your feet on your on internet, and remember internet safety. Like, don't put your fresh locations out there, people. Don't. Safety was what matters. Okay, are there any other questions? Питання. Today I still have a post to post. I have a reel to post. I still have to do some stuff for one of our projects. Visit our projects, visit all our projects. We create separate pages, fortunately or not, and you do have to be subscribed for all of them. All of them. All of them. All of them. I don't know if that even worked. Okay. До видения. See you next time.